All right, what's up, everybody? Coming back at you. I had to take a break, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start editing this stuff from this section all the way down. As you can see, there's no margin in between here anymore. Let's go to the navigation header nav, whatever it was, in here, and let's make sure that's out of there. Like you see this pattern, be bottom three. Right now, it shouldn't matter because well, it's stuck sticky there. So all this stuff doesn't really matter. We're gonna leave everything like it is. We're going to go to the landing CSS. And what do we need to do in this landing CSS? We're gonna work with just the header. Now I was going crazy with the header and doing all types of stuff, and I realized what's the point? There's the only class called header here. So I didn't do that. Let me try to get this to work a little, seem a little bit closer. Let me ease your mind. Oh well, oh well. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go, and you see this first thing, the landing container. Let's copy that. So much easier to copy that and press Control V than it is to do it yourself. We don't want any what is it called? We don't want any. Help me out here. We don't want any padding or margin. So we're gonna go padding 0 and margin of 0. Now we're gonna put padding and margin in, of course. So let's just press this real quick so we can see how everything plays out. So we're gonna have everything play out, and because it's CSS and it's gonna work this way because Control Shift R, right? You can't see it right now, but you'll see that we have nothing going this way. See, there's too much stuff on this side, and that's the reason we have the site. Okay, we don't have it open. That's why I usually have the site CSS open, because remember the in the layout. Where is it at? In the layout, I changed this to layout container. We don't want nothing there. We're gonna do the same thing here, as we did up there. On the other one, we're gonna put padding 0. Nope, nope, 0, and margin of 0, and this could look neat. And I think that's everything we need. Let's press play. We got both sites open. We got the layout open. We got everything open. So this is just so we could go and easily get to them if need be. But for the most part, we're just gonna be working in here. And let's make a comment here. This is for the header main section right here. That's, we could probably just call it main. That would have been just as easy. So that's what this part is for. So let's just see what it looks like now. Control Shift R, and now that see Control Shift R resets the CSS, the cascading style sheets on these things, and that's why everything has moved over. And that's kind of too far over, but we're gonna work with each. We're gonna work with each section. We're gonna work with each section. My goal is to do the about me and the header section. But let's start with the header. Okay, what's the first thing we want to do? Definitely the header. Okay, and in the header, we want to do a background image. All right, and that image is going to be URL and something in here. Images. We're gonna do. I think this is pending, and let's see if that's what we want. Yeah, that's good. I don't eat pork, but that looks so good right now. So that's the image we're gonna want. We're gonna want that background, not filter. What's this? Ground attachment to be fixed. Okay. And lastly, we want the background size to be covered for this one. Now I downloaded a picture on my off time of a chef hat, so that's gonna be part of the about me section. For the most part, this is what all of it's gonna look like. Let's see, you're still playing. Let's see if I could get this to be width of 100%. See, that I spelled width wrong. So it's like wow. And then we go 100%. And let's, oh no, that's not a percent sign. That's a carry, that was 6. Control S. And let's just see what this does right now for us. Control Shift R. So what it does, it's gonna give me that parallax effect regardless. So you see how the picture stays still, but everything else is moving over it. That's your parallax effect. That's that simple because it's in the background. All right, let's deal with this image first. And we definitely want the width of this. Let's see if we can get this width to be 100%. If not, we're going to have to do a width of a VW, which I don't like doing. And let's just see if this works. Yeah, see, that's not going to work that well because look at it. It doesn't want to work well. So we're going to have to put the width of 98.5 for now. And we're going to go VW, Control S. And the last thing we want to do is put a height of 100 VH. And that's going to make it like that much bigger. That's it. We don't want too much working. If we need more height, it'll give us more height. So let's just see what that's going to look like now. 98.5 looks almost okay. So we got to make that. And you see how it's 100 VH regardless. Now you see how the VH is down here and that's all it has. It doesn't matter about this. It's gonna work out eventually. We're gonna fix that up real quick. And this is gonna be a circle, and this is gonna be all right. This is just for the header. And let's put 8. Control save and Control Shift R. And now that looks like it's almost on board with that. Yeah, let's try 9 and then call it a year because 99 is gonna be too big. Control Shift R. And that looks like nothing. See, there's no sidebar here. That looks like it's good to go. Another reason this is all the way over here is because remember we got no border or padding. Now, in the header, what we have in the header, what is this called, this image? We could just put dot header and then image. So let's show you how you do that in the landing. For now, we don't need this. I don't want all this stuff in the way. I just want the 3 ones we're working out. So we're going to put dot header image, okay? Because that's the only image in the header. So we go dot header. Some people will put dot header, dot whatever else. But I'm just going to put image. It's the only one we have. So in the image, we want the width to be 350 pixels. And we want the height. And if I ever knew how to spell width, I don't know why I can't spell width to save my life, but I can't. And we also want this 350 pixels. And we want the border radius. Radius to be 50%. And that's going to give it a nice circle. We're not going to use what I wanted to use. So we're going to use from the top. We want it to be down 30%. Okay, percent. We want the position absolute. All right, and that means we have to come up here and make this position relative. All right, it's relative, and this is absolute to that. This is absolute to this, and we want it from the left side to be like 15% or something like that. Control S. I like to make it look neater. And you see when I put Alt, Shift, and F for formatting, it indented it because it knows it's part of the header and it wants to indent the header. This is going to be good when we do the card, so we don't have to do card body, and all that good stuff because it's only one me card that, there's only one sections of card, a certain section of the card that we're going to use. Yeah. So, yeah, this is kind of close, and it's like really in my eye. And it's hard for me to see sometimes. Okay, I feel better. It's not too much in my eye now. It's facing a little bit different. All right, so let's just see what this did for us. Control Shift R. And you see that we don't know where our stuff went to. Where's our UL, right? We can't see it anywhere. It's hidden. You know why? It's somewhere in there, but it's not positioned yet. So we're going to do the dot header UL, and we're gonna mess with this UL right here, and we're gonna put it a height of 500 pixels, right? And we're gonna put it we could do this position stuff, position absolute, right? We're gonna put top what we want it to be exactly like that, 30% down, right? We want it to be from the right now. What we got there, 15%. We're gonna want to be like at least 30% again. Now this is coming from the right side over here. That's what that's coming from. And let me see. We don't need a border radius. We pretty much good with all that. That's all I really need. Let's format it to make it look nicer. In the dot header, UL, and we want the LIs. Now let's just say this is my parent the parent of these elements, and the class header is the parent of the UL. That's what it's saying. So go inside the header, go mess with the UL. Now we're gonna go mess inside the LI of the UL. Now we can keep going deeper and stuff like that. We don't need to. That's just too much work. Some people like to put all the classes that in a row. That just makes no sense sometimes when it's for sure it's only gonna work in this section anyway. It's not gonna work in every section. So, and that's why we have in here the index for the landing page and stuff like that to work in here. So let's go back to the landing CSS and let's make this beautiful. Let me see what we want. We want this margin of like 40 pixels. White, that's margins all around. We want the background color to be RGB, and we want it to be 0, 0, 0, 0.5, and we want the width to be let's spell width right. Okay, we want the width to be like 20 or 50 pixels. One thing I'm going to do in the HTML, we're going to start this color stuff here. We want all of it in this one to be this color. So we're going to put font size. All right. For the most part, I want most of it extra large like that. We're going to change it in any spot we need. Like in a card, we're going to have size 40. We're going to have color. We want it to be an RGB of, was it 255? I don't know by heart. We come over here, we want this color, right? I have it right here. I already choose. You go click here and then you just click right here and it'll give you that pink color that's right here. So we just copy that. And if you want to, it's just an extension called eyedropper you could put in here and it works fine. There's other ones, supposedly they say they work better. I don't care. And now all the colors are gonna be pink. And that's gonna be pretty. And it's gonna match it. So down here we want the LI to be RG background 250 pixels. Well, let's save this and see what it looks like right now. Oh, look at that. Horrible, huh? Horrible. We want the list style to be none. Some people put list style type or list type style, list style type, something like that. We can just put list style of none. We want the LIs to have that same color. And we press Control V, should be the same. Oh, what am I doing? So now it has that. Let me see what else we want. See how it indented again, saying that this is the parent of this LI? It understands. Let's see, let's go crazier. And it's text align center. I like that. All right. Now let's see what it looks like. Control Shift R. That looks pretty nice right there. But what we want to do is we kind of want to change this around. We're going to Control C the whole thing. Control V it. Over here, right next to it, you have to put hover or it's not going to work. So we want the background to be the 255, comma, what is the other, come on man, 159, comma, 246, comma, we want it to be like that, and then we're just gonna put this black. All right, we're gonna try to put that other font in it. I like it better, so let's just see what this did. And that's that. And we want to do one more simple thing with this. This actually looks pretty good. It's pretty exactly how almost I want it. Almost exactly how I want it. It's a little bit down because of the margin on the top here. But that's fine. So we got the LIs working, but there's one more thing I want to do, and it's right here in the hover. And that's my son. And we're gonna put cursor, and we're gonna put pointer, and then Control Alt Shift R, Control S. And that's gonna, like when you see that right here, see how it turns to whatever that is to highlight, Control Shift R. Now it turns into a point that like there's something there you could do, and we're gonna actually use these to click on when we do the JavaScript. So we only did 15 minutes. Let's see if we can get this section done in 15 minutes. Like I said, it's gonna be very similar to what we have up here. So let's go to header, Control C that, and now we're gonna come over here, put a comment. This is for the about me section right here, and we're gonna come over here, press Enter, Control V, and change this to .me, Control S, and let's see what happens. Control Shift R. You see how it's like, okay, now there's two pictures the same. We don't want that, do we? And that H1 is huge, isn't it? So we're gonna change that around, and we definitely don't want this image, and we're gonna change it slightly different. Oh my god, I hate when it does that. We're gonna change this to head chef. Let's see, yeah, images slash head chef. This is the image I want, and I know I'm gonna need contain because I want it to be to the left. So it makes it look like it's pretty cool. It's gonna make it look a little bit different, but it's also gonna be fixed. So it's gonna be amazing. Let's just watch it. So you see we have the head chef, and now we kind of don't want to repeat. So we're gonna put here background repeat, no repeat, and that's gonna make it look a little bit better. You see how that looks now. You see how now the parallax effect is working. You see how the picture is not changing here, and then it's like, oh, what's up? This is working. It looks better now. This is the problem right here. Why did that change at all when I did the .me? Control Shift R. This should not have changed at all. The only reason it should have changed if I accidentally press header without. Oh, because it's on the HTML. So let's not put that here. See what happens when you don't remember simple stuff? Everybody will go through this. We'll put it on the landing container. Control V, Control S. That'll give this back to normal. We'll fix the color on that later. So far, so good. That looks beautiful. All the colors are the same. Now what we want to do is we're going to go into the me. What's the first thing about the me that you see is that it has a .me and it has a P, right? No, does it have a P or does it have an H1? Let's find out. The about me section right here. The F format, we formatted that. So this is going to stay indented or whatever. So we could see this. .me, it's an H1. We definitely going to delete that, so we're not going to worry about that. This H1, we're going to have it do its thing. Okay. Let's see what we got up here for the P. Do we have anything for the P up there? We don't have a P up there. Okay. So this P is going to be the same for all the P's, so let's grab this so we don't have to rewrite it all. All right. Control V that. See how it indents on its own? So we want the background color to be that. We want text align the same as center. We want it to be, that's a good size. Let's see. Let me double check the size. About me, yeah, that's a good size. And if it doesn't align, then it is what it is. Let's see what this looks like real quick. That changed. Oh, because it's a H1, not a P. So let's make this H1. Control S and Control Shift R. So the about me looks great so far. What we want to do is we want to give it a width of, I don't know, 150 pixels. Let's just see what that gives it. Control S, Control R. And that puts it here, and that almost looks good. I don't want it that one. Let's give it 200. Control S. And because the text align is in the center of that, and this is, like I don't know what to do anymore. What we want to do is put 0 for no margins up and actually we want to put a margin up and down. We're gonna put a 15 pixel margin and then an auto, and that's gonna make it centered inside the stuff from the x-axis. This is the y-axis, is the x-axis. If we do all four of them, this is the top, right, bottom, down. I mean down, right, top, right, bottom, left. That's how it goes when you use all four of them. But this makes it easier this way. So let's save that. Let's come over here, Control Shift R. There it is, exactly what we want. Okay, this is kind of big lettering for this. We want, what is that? That is that's the P section here. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop this and play this because it has that other P section. We don't want that other P section, right? All right. When we click on this, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna just guide down here. That looks cool, but it doesn't. Like, who wants to read that? So, let's make this. Let's make this P section right here, the .me P. Let's go back over here and me. Oops, me P PayPal. All right, let's do this. We're gonna do we're gonna make a width of 650 pixels. We're gonna make a height. That says 650. I put 350. And a height of like 500 pixels. That's gonna look okay. We're gonna use this background. You know what? Let's just copy all this, Control C, and then put it underneath this. And we'll take out the width here, and that's kind of like all we need. And let's just see what this looks like. We might need to put a scroll. It doesn't do automatic scrolling, so we're gonna have to put that here. Let's do that right now. And it's not scroll, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Overflow. And put auto. I think that might automatic make it scroll if it's too much. Usually it is. So there you go. It makes it auto. And what I don't like, you see these words are like right next to everything, and it gives a scroll. So that's clean. Look at that. That's clean. I might have to put this down more because this is sticky, and I might have to do it. But we don't want this to be that extra large. So we're gonna do two things. We're gonna go padding, and we're gonna do 10 pixels. I think that looks good. And we're gonna put font size in here. Size. We don't. What do we have it? Extra large, right? XX large right here for the most part. We'll just put it large. We're just gonna make it large. They got large and larger, but I just think large would be great. We're gonna put larger. And it tells you, look, it tells you larger is like 12 pixels. Let's see what that looks like. What? That looks huge. Let me see if I spelled it right. If I can get this to how I want it, that's too big. Large is too small, so we want to put 14 pixels. Let's see what that looks like. Control Shift R. Oh, that's tiny. 24 pixels. Control S. Control Shift R. That looks pretty. I like that. So it's 10 pixels in. It's not touching anything in the top or the bottom. So it looks pretty good. So that's our story. It might be less, and if it's less, we'll just make the words a little bit bigger. It doesn't matter. This is also for the blind, like me when I was younger. So these two sections are done. We're 23 minutes into it. I think that is perfect. That's all I want to do for now. We're going to work on the card section later, and that's going to be the hardest one. It always gives me problems, so we will work on that, and I will not stop until I'm done with that one.